Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. It's not on the line because we're on the floor of Denver Comic Con. I have Bill from Y Comics. He's the creator and writer of Kinetic. Bill, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic.
So earlier today you were telling me about how this is like your first year as like an exhibitor, but you've come to the show before. How is it so far? Like, how's the difference being an exhibitor versus being like just here as a fan?
Well, this show's great from either perspective. There's just so much to see and do. So when I was an attendee a few years back, just walking around, meeting everyone, that's always fun. This is great, too, just from the aspect of meeting people as an exhibitor, but also just, getting Kinetic out there and having people check it out.
So you're here hustling your comic book, Kinetic. Tell us a little bit about the book.
So Kinetic is a coming-of-age superhero story. In it, the main character, Johnny, is starting to develop superpowers, but there's just one problem. The city that he's in already has a hero. That hero's kind of a jerk, and he doesn't really care, so Johnny starts thinking, hey, maybe I can do a better job than him.
And so the conflict arises from the two of them butting heads, or do they like end up fighting? Does one of them end up being a villain? I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, there's just not enough room in the city for both of them. And Johnny starts, he gets a mentor along the way, and it's kind of all leading up to that.
So as an independent comic creator, you came up with the idea and then you wrote the book, but you've put together a creative team. Like, what all did that entail for you?
It's easier now than it was a couple years ago, maybe a decade or so. Now I've actually found my team online. The artist is Rafael Crestani, and the colorist is Omi Remolante. They're based out of Brazil and the Philippines, respectively. It's pretty nice because I get to say, hey, I have an international team, but it's really more prestigious than it actually is. We're just sending emails back and forth to each other. Both of them I found online on online forums where artists were looking for work.
Nice. And like working with people, outside of the country over email and stuff, do you find that there's like really any barriers, or is it pretty seamless?
It's pretty seamless. Both of their English is very well. I mean, your mileage may vary, if you had somebody who didn't understand too much English. But no, it's really great. They get the files back to me. I try not to have too many revisions. Most of the time it comes back great. Every now and then I have to say, hey, a panel needs to be changed, or we have to add a panel.
When you were coming up with the book, like where did you kind of draw inspiration from?
I'm a real big fan of the classic superheroes, the Superman, the Batman. There's been, for a long time, superhero comics got really dark, and I just wanted to kind of bring back a little more fun that I think had been missing from the industry for a little while.
So I don't want to take up too much of your time because I know a big part of this is selling stuff. So tell everybody how they can find Kinetic and find your comic.
So you can find Kinetic online at www.ycomics.net. That's just the letter Y, comics.net. We're also available on Facebook and Twitter and all the social media. If you look up Y Comics, we should pop right up.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no, thank you. It's been